Nate, here we have some beef with a player on my roster.
Yeah.
Who is it? Who are you unclogging? And what is the roster ship percentage on Sleeper?
Mike, you need to call a plumber because you got Zach Evans on your roster and you need to just get that clogger out of there, open up that roster spot because look, Zach Evans, he has 8 snaps on the year. 8 snaps on the year in a backfield where they've been looking for someone all year until Kyron Williams showed up and was the savior. Look, he got the opportunity. We talked about it all off season. Look, if there's anywhere that Zach Evans might be able to succeed in a land of unknown, it is that backfield of the Rams. Look, they brought Darrell Henderson out of nowhere, out of left field. Zach Evans still couldn't make it happen. Zach Evans still couldn't see consistent snaps. I mean, like I said, 8 snaps in the year. Mike, get him off my team. If he can't succeed there, put him on the waivers. I'll pick him up later if he ever becomes relevant. But nothing going for me here.
You know what? If anything, I'm a man of the people. And I always say if I could find another one of these guys in the draft in the 4th, 5th round or as a UDFA, I'll do it. So, hey, look, for you rewinders right here, let's see if I can.
All right, there it is. For those people on podcast, he's dropping Zach Evans right now. Are you sure you want to drop him? Accept, yes.
I did it. I did it for the pod. I did it for our people.
So proud of you.
This one hurts. John Metchie. I'm cutting him. He's rostered in 72% of sleeper leagues, and I get it. We love guys with upside. We're in the playoffs. John Metchie's not helping you right now. You can probably get John Metchie off waivers early next season if you want to, in the offseason. There was a game last week. Okay, now obviously the Texans have played since then. CJ Stroud was out. Nico Collins was out. Tank Dell was out. And John Metchie had 1 catch for 1 yard on 1 target, 0 touchdowns. Come the freak on, John.
You've been so patient. You've been speaking on John Metchie
I know.
all season, all off season. You're willing to cut him at this point?
Yeah, I've had to cut him in a few leagues where injuries, bye weeks, I'm trying to make a push. You know, I got teams that I think could do something in the playoffs, and I need points.
Yeah.
And again, like Zach Evans, or, you know, these guys will be floating around out there, possibly, or they can be had cheaply.
Yeah. Well, my next one at 76.6% rostered on Sleeper is Jaleel McLaughlin. Look, I know he's averaged 2 targets over, per game so far this season. I get he's around. He scores a couple fantasy points every week, but he hasn't seen a 20% snap share since week 6 versus Kansas City. Jaleel McLaughlin, he's not going to be sticking around very long and being a significant impact in your running back room. Look, the Broncos offense is going to have a lot of new faces next year. They're going to have some more competition added to that backfield. We know Javonte Williams is there another year, and we know that Javonte Williams is the RB1 in this backfield. He went out for some time. McLaughlin was there. When he came back, he went right back into his running back 1 slot. He is the guy there. McLaughlin is just a role player. Like I said, I don't expect this offense to look quite the same going into next year. I'm sure Sean Payton is ready to clean house, and there's been rumors swirling around that front office that they're ready to make some moves once we get to the offseason with that offense. I'm not willing to invest McLaughlin at this point. Going ahead, moving off of him. If he is the receiving back on the team that has the 3rd lowest pass attempts per game, doesn't really seem like a top situation for me. Get him off the team.
I can't believe you're cutting the running back 45 like that.
I guess I have to.
In all fairness, Miles Sanders is the running back 48.
he might be cuttable too, man.
I had thought about it, but I decided to cut Kayshon Boutte instead.
Good.
Need 61% of people in Sleeper are rostering him. And, I get it. He's a rookie. So a lot of times just chilling on a practice squad somewhere. I'm sorry, a taxi squad somewhere. Mm-hmm. But look, we know that the New England Patriots do not have a good wide receiver room, except for Demario Douglas there. I know you like to
I love that guy. Thank you, Mike. Thank you.
Tyquan Thornton is outplaying you. And I do recall seeing that there was a possibility that Kayshon Boutte wouldn't even make the New England Patriots final roster. So he was kind of a push to make the roster. Maybe he doesn't even make the roster next year. I don't know. I was willing to give him a chance, and he's had 15, 16 weeks now, and this is what he's given me. There's your chance. I thought this was going to be a really good landing spot for him. I can find guys like this that are chilling on the waiver wire or in the 5th round of my rookie drafts. Goodbye. I like to at least give guys a chance, right? I do have him in 2 spots, actually. One is our rookie league where it's rookies only.
Yeah.
He's on the bench. The other one is the Dynasty Rewind Crew League, which I know that one is a little bit tighter. So you know what? Let's see.
Man, Mike might be making all the moves tonight. Finally moving off these roster cloggers. You still got little Michael P. Ryan on one of those rosters?
I don't think I have any love Michael P. Ryan left.
I don't think I have any left either. I will say I do have like 2 shares of LaVisca Chenault somewhere. So he's still on a couple leagues.
Guess who else is on this roster?
Oh man, who?
Zach Evans.
Zach Evans. Wow.
I must have really been he's gone. I don't see Kayshon Boutte. Oh, he's on the taxi squad, which
leave him on there then. There's no reason to cut someone from the taxi squad till the draft.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave him on there just because he's on the taxi squad and I have a ton of space on there. But I did just clear a spot here, and we're gonna take our break here. But then Nate, you need to tell me what to do because in this exact league, I have the next guy that you're dumping. So we'll be right back, and this could get even better. We'll see you in a minute.
Hey guys, Bob here, dropping by to interrupt your scheduled programming to thank today's trusted partner, Mint Mobile. I don't know about you, but I'm always looking for ways to save money, especially during the holidays. And it always shocked me to see what I was paying when it came to my wireless bill. I couldn't help but think, what am I even paying so much money for? Am I paying for speed, coverage, data, access to 5G, unlimited talk and text, mobile hotspots, you name it. I was paying so much money while Mint Mobile offers all of these features for as low as $15 a month. And I know what you're thinking. It was my first thought too. How can they only charge $15 a month for that much coverage? It's easy. They keep it simple. For starters, they're built on the nation's largest 5G network, and they keep costs low by only selling online. This means no pushy sales rep trying to earn a commission or brick and mortar locations. The cost is great, and don't worry, they made switching easy too. This is all thanks to the Mint Mobile app and digital eSIMs that most phones now have. This means you can sign up and activate your phone from the comfort of your own home and start saving today. And as an ad note, if your phone isn't compatible with a digital eSIM, they'll send you a physical new SIM card for free. Switching was a breeze, and now I'm saving money while enjoying all the same YouTube videos, streaming NFL games, and listening to podcasts just like I used to. All of this without any drop in video quality, speed, or performance. And the last thing I'll say is this: big wireless companies want you to think that they're the only option. And quite frankly, that's just not the case. We all deserve a wireless plan that works for us on our budget. And now through January 1st, you'll receive an additional 3 months free when you sign up for a 3-month plan using our link, trymintmobile.com/Dynasty Rewind. The link will be on the screen in the YouTube description as well as in the pinned comment below. Thank you all so much for listening and supporting this brand as much as you do, and a huge shout out to our new partners at Mint Mobile. But with all of that said, let's get right back to the content you came for.
All right, welcome back, everybody. So Nate is going to tell me right now who is next. He's going to tell you, I already know who it is. He's going to tell you who is next roster unclogger.
Yeah, sure.
This is going to be a tough one.
It is a tough one. This is the highest percentage rostered on Sleeper of this segment. And just a quick shout out. We were working with Bob on this segment. Last time we did this segment, I believe we had it at 50%. And we were, kind of talking our feedback on the segment with him. And we were like, well, maybe should we put it at 40%? That way we can, find some players that are more cuttable. We were like, no, let's make it 60%. Let's make some hard cuts here. What are the players that are really clogging up these rosters? It is Dalvin Cook at this point. We talked about Austin Eckler on one of the earlier podcasts being, at that cliff, at that age cliff of the running backs. Look, Dalvin Cook is past that cliff. But we were already talking about him being cooked on the Vikings. Now he's on the Jets, and he hasn't scored double-digit fantasy points this entire season. 8.9 fantasy points week 1 was his season high, and he's only had double-digit snaps twice this year. He's not getting the volume. I mean, I know the Jets are bad, but Dalvin Cook, he's got the lowest career PFF rushing grade, 51.5. That's worse than average Austin Eckler. 51.5 is really, really bad. He's cooked, man. Dalvin Cook, get him off your roster. He might not be with the Jets next year. I doubt he will be. But if he goes somewhere else and he's better, what's even better at this point? I think Dalvin Cook is just a guy who's, going to be one of those older veteran running backs that we just kind of see get phased out, and it's happening right now. I think, if you're looking at the waiver wire and there's some points on the board, Dalvin Cook, cut candidate.
I'll tell you a guy, hey, you're making me eat crow. doesn't taste good. Skyy Moore, you gone. Rostered in 80% of sleeper leagues. Just nothing. I wasn't expecting him to be a wide receiver one. I don't think we came into that this year with those expectations. But I mean, 21 catches for 244 yards, 1 touchdown, which points wise is slightly more than the 22 receptions for 250 yards and 0 touchdowns he had last year because he had the touchdown. But this isn't the growth that we wanted to see. And is this premature? Because, third year breakout, still a thing. What do you think, Nate? I'm not seeing it at this point.
I mean, at this point, he's an IR, so he's an IR stash. But I think I said this last segment. You probably are out of IR spots.
Yeah, I am in a lot of leagues.
I am as well in a lot of leagues because of how this year's gone. And, if you're in a league where you don't have 35 roster spots, I think Skyy Moore is cuttable because he's missing games now. I think you're right. I mean, I think he's still going to be in the team next year, but you're looking at the wide receiver 4 maybe on the team, wide receiver 5 maybe, depending on what they do. If you're in a competitive league where there's points on the waiver wire, it's probably not worth keeping Skyy Moore around.
I agree. And who are you cutting next? I forgot this guy even existed.
I know. Even though he's ran like 90% of routes for his team, DJ Chark is still out there and not doing anything. But then again, no one of the Panthers really is outside of Adam Thielen early this year. He's rostered in 71.4% of sleeper leagues. And he's only hit double-digit fantasy points twice this year, week 3 and week 5. So it's been a minute. He's on a 1-year deal, so he's likely going to be on a different team next year, which will be his 4th team in 4 years. He is turning 27 or 28 in the offseason. I didn't write it down, unfortunately. But career low, 2.6 yards after catch per reception, 0.92 yards per route run. Mikey's under 1 yard per route run. I mean, Panthers offense sucks, but come on. Look, DJ Chark, he's kind of been going downhill ever since he had that breakout year. He just hasn't been able to find consistency in an offense, on a team, anything. Get him off my roster. I can probably pick him up on the waiver wire later if he re-signs with a team I'm interested in.
Yeah, and that breakout year was in 2019, by the way. He'll be turning 28. I did just check. So we're chasing something that happened 4 years ago at this point. It's going to be 5 years. I'm good. Hey, if you want to prove me wrong, DJ Chark, and do it on someone else's roster, I don't care. I don't have space for you. I'm fine with that. Just like I don't have space anymore for Cam Akers.
No.
Still rostered in 80% of sleeper leagues on his 2nd Achilles tear. Put him on the trade block. At this point, if somebody gives you a 5th-round pick,
I'd be ecstatic.
Sure. Here you go. Here's Cam Akers. But hey, I've been told by someone he's also an athlete playing running back.
Yeah, well, he's a little bit less athletic now, unfortunately, after 2 Achilles tears.
That's it. Helping you guys unclog your rosters. That's all we got for you today. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you next time. For Nate, I'm Mike. Thanks, everybody.